Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Spanish lesson. Today, we're going to put a difficult Spanish topic into practice to help you improve your Spanish.
That's right. Although ser and estar are the first two verbs we learn in Spanish, it can get really difficult in the past tense because there are 4 different ways just to say was. So, for example, if we were to say the party was a disaster, how do we know which of these it is?
La fiesta era, fue, estaba, or estuvo un desastre.
Or what about Juan was at home when I arrived?
Juan era, fue, estaba, or estuvo en casa cuando llegué.
See how tricky that can be? Now, although the rules are quite clear that we use the imperfect tense when we talk about descriptions, how things used to be, interrupted actions, etc., and we use the preterite tense to talk about completed actions or events, when in practice, it can be a bit confusing. So today, we're going to tell you a fun story of the time we visited Denver and put into practice how to use ser and estar in their past tenses.
But if you need a complete lesson on how to use these verbs, you can check out our video on era versus fue and our video on estaba versus estuvo. We'll leave those links in the description of this video.
Now, we'll first read the English and then wait a few seconds to give you time to guess which verb and tense is the correct one. Now, if you need more time or you'd like to write them down and work through the problem, feel free to pause the video before we answer in Spanish, okay? Let's get started.
2 years ago, Jeff and I went to Denver, and it was such an unforgettable trip. Denver was beautiful. The city was lively and the mountains all around were breathtaking. We were there for a week and these were the top places we visited. Hace 2 años, Jeff y yo fuimos a Denver y fue un viaje inolvidable. Denver era hermosa, la ciudad era animada y las montañas alrededor eran impresionantes. Estuvimos allí una semana y estos fueron los lugares principales que visitamos.
Now, let's go through this and explain each one. Fue un viaje inolvidable is an assessment of a completed event. So we need ser in the preterite tense. Now, Denver era hermosa, la ciudad era animada, las montañas eran impresionantes. These are descriptions with no specific time frame. So we need ser in the imperfect tense. Now, estuvimos allí una semana is a location over a defined duration. So we need estar in the preterite tense. And fueron los lugares principales isn't talking about a condition or an emotion or a location, but rather labels a completed list. So we need ser in the preterite tense. Okay, let's continue. We first visited Pikes Peak. The road was steep and long, and we were a little nervous that our car Junebug wasn't gonna make it. But when we finally reached the top, the view was amazing. It was so cold that day, but we still had a lot of fun and we're happy we went. Primero visitamos Pikes Peak. El camino era empinado y largo, y nosotros estábamos un poco nerviosos de que nuestro carro Junebug no lo lograra. Pero cuando por fin llegamos a la cima, la vista fue increíble. Ese día estaba helado, pero igual nos divertimos mucho y estábamos felices de haber ido. Okay, now let's go over each of these. So first we have el camino era empinado y largo. These are descriptions, characteristics with no time frame that give background information. So we need ser in the imperfect tense. Next we have estábamos nerviosos, which is a temporary condition or emotion during an interval and not a specific time frame. So we need estar in the imperfect tense. Next, we have la vista fue increíble, and this is expressing our reaction or evaluation. So we need ser in the preterite tense. If we were to say la vista era increíble, that would be talking more about the description of the view, whereas fue increíble is talking about our assessment of it. Ese día estaba helado is a changeable temporary weather condition that's serving as background information. So we need estar in the imperfect tense. And estábamos felices was an ongoing emotional state, not in a specific moment. So we need estar plus the imperfect tense.
Okay, let's keep going. The next day, we went to Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. The rocks were red and massive, and the shapes were so strange that it was like we were on another planet. We were climbing all over the rocks trying to get the best views, and incredibly, we even saw a wedding. I couldn't believe the two witnesses were their dogs, so cute and legal in Colorado. Al día siguiente, fuimos al Garden of the Gods en Colorado Springs. Las rocas eran rojas y enormes, y las formas eran tan extrañas que era como si estuviéramos en otro planeta. Estábamos trepando por todas las rocas para conseguir las mejores vistas e increíblemente hasta vimos una boda. No podía creer que los dos testigos eran sus perros. ¡Qué lindo y legal en Colorado!
Okay, now let's go over each of these. So first we have eran rojas, enormes, and extrañas. So these are inherent characteristics or descriptions that give us background information. So we need ser in the imperfect tense. Next we have era como si, which is a framing comparison and not a location or an emotion or condition. So we need ser in the imperfect tense. Next, we have como si estuviéramos. Now, this is a bit tricky because you may have noticed that estuviéramos isn't the imperfect tense or the preterite tense, but actually the imperfect subjunctive. This is because we have estar used for location following the expression como si, which requires the imperfect subjunctive. And that's because the expression como si expresses a hypothetical or unreal state. So that one was a bit tricky. Next, we have estábamos trepando, which is an ongoing action in progress that was interrupted when we noticed the wedding. So we need estar and the imperfect tense. And lastly, los testigos eran sus perros is an identity characteristic stated as background information, so we need ser in the imperfect tense. You could technically use ser in the preterite tense here, fueron sus perros, but that would more spotlight the event and not the description background information. Okay, let's continue. We were both a little hesitant, but knew we had to stop by the Stanley Hotel from the movie The Shining. The hotel was touristy, of course, but it was also elegant and still a bit creepy. We bought a coffee, relaxed in the lobby, and walked through the famous hedge maze. It was an experience for sure. Los dos estábamos un poco dudosos, pero sabíamos que teníamos que visitar el Hotel Stanley de la película The Shining. El hotel era turístico, claro, pero también era elegante y todavía un poco espeluznante. Compramos un café, descansamos en el vestíbulo y caminamos por el famoso laberinto de arbustos. Fue toda una experiencia. Okay, so let's go over these one by one. First, we have estábamos dudosos. This was a temporary condition or emotion that we had leading up to visiting and not a specific moment. So we need estar in the imperfect tense. Next, we have el hotel era turístico, pero era elegante. These are both characteristics or descriptions with no specific time frame, so we need ser in the imperfect tense. And fue toda una experiencia is a concluded evaluation or assessment of a completed event. So we need ser in the preterite tense.
Finally, we spent a day at Rocky Mountain National Park. It was very cold that morning, but the mountains were stunning with all that snow. While the lake was freezing, the afternoon at the top of the mountains was sunny and warm. Finalmente, pasamos un día en el Parque Nacional Rocky Mountain. Esa mañana estaba muy fría, pero las montañas eran impresionantes con toda la nieve. Mientras el lago estaba helado, la tarde en la cima de las montañas estuvo soleada y cálida.
First, we have esa mañana estaba muy fría. This is just setting the scene and it's talking about a temporary weather condition, so we need estar in the imperfect tense. Next, we have las montañas eran impresionantes, which is an ongoing description, so we need ser in the imperfect tense. Next, we have el lago estaba helado, which is a temporary condition that we're using as background information, so we need estar in the imperfect tense. And lastly, la tarde estuvo soleada y cálida is a temporary conditional state with a specific time frame, so we need estar in the preterite tense. Okay, let's keep going and finish up our story here. Looking back, the trip was one of the best we've ever taken. Sure, we were tired at times and sometimes it was freezing, but the surprises, the amazing views, and even the scary hotel maze moments were what made it unforgettable. Honestly, it was one of those adventures that sticks with you forever. Mirando atrás, el viaje fue uno de los mejores que hemos hecho. Claro, a veces estábamos cansados y a veces estaba helado, pero las sorpresas, las vistas increíbles e incluso los momentos de miedo en el laberinto del hotel fueron lo que lo hicieron inolvidable. La verdad, fue una de esas aventuras que se te queden para siempre. Okay, now let's go through each one of these. First we have el viaje fue uno de los mejores. And this is a final evaluation or assessment of a completed event. So we need ser in the preterite tense. Next, we have estábamos cansados, which was an ongoing emotional state and not something in a single moment. So we need estar in the imperfect tense. Next, we have a veces estaba helado, which is referring to background weather conditions during the trip and not a single event. So we need estar in the imperfect tense. Now, when we say las sorpresas, las vistas, y los momentos fueron, we're identifying the specific set of factors that made the trip unforgettable. It's a final result or assessment, so we need ser in the preterite tense. And lastly, fue una de esas aventuras is also a final assessment of a specific event, this trip, that is now completed. So we need ser in the preterite tense. So we can see that when we take these stories a bit slower, it's much more evident when we need to use which verb in which tense. And with more and more practice, you'll get faster and faster at knowing which verb to use in which tense without even thinking about it.
Remember that we're just applying what we already know about the verb ser and estar, and then checking if it's a specific completed event or time frame, we'll use the preterite tense, and if not, we'll use the imperfect tense.
Now, go over to Patreon and sign up at the Primo level or higher to get free access to our new PDF guides that accompany all of our videos with all the explanations, extra examples, and more practice to help you improve your Spanish. You'll also unlock a lot of other exclusive benefits as well.
Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't, so you don't miss any other lesson like this.
Now, watch this video to keep improving your Spanish. Until next time.